Okay, we're on the computer now. This is one of the websites I was telling you about. Like, this is Emmis Comics, and they have their own website at mmcomics.com, but it's a really crappy website, and it's hard as hell to find anything. So usually I just come to their eBay My World page. The web address is myworld.ebay.com/mmcomics. Okay, go to this page. They have a lot of good comics, and usually recently their Marvel comics have been 50% off. You go to the stuff they have for sale, items for sale over here. Look, the new Fantastic Four, that Future Foundation series, they've got that one for sale. They have Marvel Zombies, all sorts of Marvel Zombies stuff for sale. Like there's Marvel Zombies Return, Amazing Spider-Man book, Wolverine #4, Tomb of Dracula number 17, when Blade was bitten by Dracula. They sell some stuff already graded by CGC. So go here. See, this is actually the one I bought. They were selling it for $1.99, normal price $3.99, but it's 50% off, so I bought 2 of those. So really good people, and they ship so fast, and they ship comics like the pros. I mean, you want to send stuff to CGC, you want to start getting into comic book collecting or selling comics, look on the web for a specific way just on how to ship your comics. Next website I want to show you is Mile High Comics. I've been using Mile High Comics ever since I was a kid, back in the old days before they had the internet. I mean, in the comic, Mile High would put a full page ad in the comics. I mean, I think I have some of the old Spider-Mans, not the old Spider-Mans, but the ones in the 90s where McFarlane did some of them. Well, they had Mile High Comics in there, and what you do, you would write down the comics they offered or whatnot. Actually, you know what they had was you can tell them you wanted, say, Fantastic Four number 248. And you could tell them that, and then they would actually give you a call, say, yeah, we have that in, you want to order that, and then, or you just call the number, ask them what they have. It was all by phone and mail back then, but now they have their own website. Website is kind of hard to use. Make sure before you order anything from them, make sure you go ahead and order all the stuff you want and then check out, because if you try hitting back, like once everything's in your cart and you hit back, sometimes it'll just like remove all the stuff you had in there, or sometimes you may actually order twice. But anyway, this is Mile High Comics. You get there by going to milehighcomics.com. Tons of back issues. I mean, they have a huge inventory. Look at there. 5 million comics, 100,000 trade paperbacks. They have hardback covers, everything. I also submit my comics to the CGC through the Mile High Comics website, since they are they're associated with CGC, because CGC will only go through certain venues or whatnot. So you click on CGC Comics over here. Okay. No, that's not where you click. That's actually where you buy their comics that they have sold for CGC. It's actually down here. Let's try this one. CGC, right here, CGC grading submission. You click on that, and it's going to take you to CGC's website, Certify Guarantee Company, LLC. It's going to it right now. Take you to this website, and CGC Comics, as you see, that's the Mile High Comics. Welcome to CGC/the Mile High Comics submission form. Well, you go here. Step 1. Step 1, you want to get your shipping information. Step 2 is ordering your order content. So you're going to put down all the comics you're sending to them, and then they're going to say, after they do that, they're going to make you print off several copies of an invoice. One for you, one for them, one for their people that are grading it. Blah 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 blah. Put down any special instructions you want, like if you have a coupon for grading. Step 4 is your billing information. Do you want to send them a check or money order with the comics, or do you want to pack in your credit card number? Pack your comics correctly is on here. It'll tell you how to pack your comics correctly. Place 3 copies of the submission form printout in there, your check, blah blah blah. Mail the package to Sarasota, Florida. Oh, I think Sarasota is where Macho Man Randy Savage lived and he died. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! CGC Comics coming at you live! Oh yeah! Alright. And then continue down here for normal size comics or magazine size comics, because they have magazine size comics. I remember there was a comic I'm thinking about maybe getting. I don't know if I want to, but it was a Fantastic Four Superman crossover that was really cool. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and show you real quick. What you're going to do, your account number. A lot of you first timers won't have an account number, so leave it blank, because CGC is going to issue you an account number, okay? And then when you have that account number, keep it with you, because you're going to want to use the same account number. It helps them find you a hell of a lot quicker, gives you the history of yourself, the comics you've graded. Also make sure you do registered mail. You're going to want to take this package to the post office. I know it sucks, but you got to wait in line. Get it registered mail, get it insured, because you don't want your comics getting lost or whatnot. Name, address, city, state, zip code, country, email, phone. And then you move on to the next step. And I'll go ahead and show you the next step real quick. Okay, I just put in all my address and shipping info. So now we're at the next step, which is your invoices and for the online form. So what you're going to do, down at the bottom it says the tiers. Select a tier. And if you don't know what the tiers are, there's a services page where my link is. It says service page for combining details on the tiers. I already know the tiers I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the modern right there. It's a drop down. It's for modern comics from 1980 to the current year. And they'll have the information on each of these. There's also though for imaging, they'll print you off a big old high definition picture to include that they'll email you. It's a little extra, but you can put it on eBay and let people see it, blah blah blah. So we'll go to create invoice. Once you're on create invoice, it's going to come to look like this. It'll have invoice 1. Okay, now every comic you ship, if it's a different comic, like say you have a Spider-Man, then you have an X-Men, you're going to make 2 invoices. You're going to add line to item, okay? If you have one like me where it was 4 of one item, say you have quantity 4, the date of the comic, which heck I don't really remember, I'd have to look on the comic itself. I'm gonna say, well, let's see, what do they want from me? Month and year. I'll just say August 08/2008. Publisher's easy. Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics. You just type in Marvel Comics. I don't even know if you're getting this because my hands are shaky. Anyway, comics, whatever. The title, you'll put down something like Marvel Zombies. And if you have Marvel Zombies 2, 3, whatever. Issue, we'll go ahead and put issue 1. Certification, you don't have to put in. Pedigree or variant. You can type, you don't have to type anything in. It's just, it'll help them do things faster. So you'd put variant if it was a different copy from the original. Per comic value, I'll show you where to get the comic values here in a minute, and then you click on save. We'll go ahead and say this is $3 comic. Save. Okay. So let's see what it's gonna do. Okay, it's refreshing the page. You can only do one invoice, one deal for invoice. So you know, if you have the same number, so if you have 4 Spider-Mans, then yeah, you can go ahead and put, they have to be the exact same comic, same issue number, same everything. Add line item, we'll add another. Website's loading a little slow, that's okay. So then, see how it has that invoice 1? All the invoices there. Invoice 1. Are all invoices and line items complete and saved? Create a new invoice. Oh, okay, I understand this. Like, you can do invoice 1. Say if the tier was modern, that's what it is. The tier's modern. you can keep it all on the same invoice. You understand? And then if you have a Silver Age or a Bronze Age or an old comic, you can do create a new invoice. I'll show you what that looks like. Create a new invoice. And it should be called Invoice 2. See how it has that? Invoice 2. Then you can write down, well, see, it still has tier modern or whatnot. Add a new line. I don't know. You're gonna really want to read up on this. Actually, I'll come back when I get the right info. Okay, the thing I said first was about, or the thing I said second was about right. Create a new invoice. Pick a tier based on the item value and turnaround time. So we'll do modern. The modern tier, I think the turnaround time was 20 to 30 days or something. Indicate if you like the items to be imaged, aka the JPEG. You know, they'll do a high quality scan. Click create invoice. This will create the invoice block, kind of like we have that invoice 1. And it'll create the invoice block above for all items in that tier. Add the items to your new invoice. Complete the line item information thoroughly and click save. More line items can be added after saving. So what that means is if I'm doing all my Marvel Zombies or comics from 1990 to above to the current, I was going to use that modern tier. Now if you have an old Bronze Age comic or something older or a different tier, you're probably going to want to change it up because you're going to need to add a new invoice. Say Invoice 2, you know, you have Spider-Man from 1960 or 61, or the original Fantastic Four 1961, the number 1. Actually, you know, if you have a comic like that, you're going to want to fly on an airplane with the comic in a briefcase and get it graded in Sarasota, Florida. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to mail something that's 16,000 or however much money quality it is. So, but anyway, so you do that. You give it the special instructions, billing info, and then they're going to have you print off 3 of these things. You're going to keep one for yourself. I'd probably print off 6, but that's pretty much the CGC form from Mile High Comics. Okay, now what I want to show you is my next thing, and this is how to grade your comics. This is if you don't have the grading, the book, you know, the Overstreet book like down here. If you don't have one of those comic book price guides, you know, get one from your library. Or even simpler, go to this website. I found this website 2 or 3 years ago, and it was in its early, I think it was early stages, because it's really good now. It's a great website. comicspriceguide.com. Let me zoom up in on the URL for you. comicspriceguide.com, okay? I'm logged in, rdowdy95 coming at you live. I got a collection of 2 comics in there. Nice. Well, we're going to show you how this works, okay? Let's get a comic, any comic. Let's see. Let's pick one out. Any good Fantastic Four up in here? Where's some of those old ones? There's a Sucky Doom one. We'll just pick this one. I think this is the one I like. Any comic. Okay. Ooh, this one's kind of old school. Ooh, look. Corner, chippage, crease on the cover. Old school. This back Fantastic Four 167. I don't even really know how old this is. Craziness. Anyway, so let's look this up. Okay, Fantastic Four 167 right there. Laptop, got my own keyboard here, wireless mouse, keeping it real, keeping it live. Only here on the Great Legend Show. Okay, so let's type that in. Go to here. Oh yeah, what you're going to have to do to use this website, you're going to have to register. Believe me, you're going to want to register for this website. They have your checklist, your collection. Once you add a book to your collection, like say I add that book into the collection, I could convert that to my CGC collection. My want list. You know, you can, I'll show you. It's really cool. My offers, you know, like you can, my sales, you can buy, sell, and trade on this website. So let's search for titles. Of course, our title is, I'm going to try to hold the camera straight, Fantastic. Damn it, I turned the cap locks on. Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. Okay, turn the cap locks back off. Fantastic Four. And sorry folks, this may be a long video, but it's an informative video. So it's all about Great Legends Guide to Comic Book Collecting. So we have a lot of titles here. 122 Fantastic Four titles. So I know the series volume, here it is, Fantastic Four right there, 1961 to 2011. See, they have volume 3, volume 2, they have a one-shot they did titled Fantastic Four. We're going to do the 1961 to 2011. Really cool website. I mean, this is going to save you a lot of time. And the thing I was going to do years ago, I was going to actually go through Excel, go through all my comics in Excel, use the price guide book, you know, publisher, title, and you know, they had this stuff on the internet, you know, how to inventory your comics through Excel. They even had some Excel downloadable templates. But anyways, with this, I'm going to show you this. This is really cool. If you have a 9.4 Fantastic Four, first Fantastic Four, a 9.4 sold for $300,000 in 2011. So if you got a 9.4, it's worth about 80 grand. What I like, they have this view. You can view pictures, and I'll show you once I get to, what are we looking for? We're looking for Fantastic Four 167. Okay. So let's try to find that. Fantastic Four 167. Go to the page 2 down here. Loading, loading, loading. Get them doggies rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Rawhide. Shit is slow, but it's loading fast. I don't care, you can kiss my ass. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Rawhide. And yes, that is a crab desk lamp. My mom got me that lamp. Don't disrespect. Okay, here we go. 167. There it is. Shitty quality. 96 cents. 288. Ooh, $24 if it was a 9.4. It's a Hulk versus Thing issue. Let me get zoom in on that. Hulk versus Thing. $24. And then that 166 would be cool. Let me look at this one. 166. Find a picture. Ooh, that's a good looking pic. Actually, I've seen that on eBay as a graded CGC. You never know, I could get this graded by CGC, but does it really work to grade an old beat up comic? Who knows? Okay, so let's see. $24 if it was a 9.4. I would probably say this CGC would be, let's see, what is the grade? 6.5? I doubt it's a 6.5. It's probably in the 5.0, 4 or 5. And you know, CGC is actually pretty lenient with older comics. It's probably 288, a big 288. But they're lenient with older comics. Sometimes they'll grade older comics a little better than they'll grade like a new one. Like an old comic could have more like screw-ups, but they'll actually grade it pretty good. So you can click on view the image. Yep, that's my comic. You always want to double check with the image. Is that really the same comic? Yes, it is. Okay, so we got that. Now let me zoom in. That was 167 down here. Okay. If you look really close, there's three people that own the comic. Or is that the want? Let me look. Oh, that's for sale. That's the for sale column. Okay. Where is it at? 167. Come on, where was that? Where's my mouse at? There's 167, Hulk vs. Thing. In this column, that's click to add. That's click to add. This column is, I think, the collection column, the middle one. Let me make sure. That's like if you own that comic. Yeah, own. The middle one is the own column. So if you own that comic, and since I own one of those, Hulk vs. Thing, I'm going to click there. Right there. Okay, and if you wanted one, you click there. And the comics you want, it's just a good way to have a list of the things you're looking for. So I clicked on I own one of those. Okay, let's find another comic real quick. Sorry if this video's a little long. Let's see. How about Image Comics, classic 90s. Image Comics was started by a lot of Marvel guys that got pissed off because they weren't getting the money and recognition that some of the old age Marvel guys were. Like, I think this is Silvestri. Good comic guy. Jim Lee helped out on Wildcats. Todd McFarlane did Spawn. This is Cyberforce #1. Got a kid banging on the door there. So Cyberforce 1, let's see how much it's worth. Actually, I'll be right back. Okay, so I found Cyberforce number 1. Not worth much at all. Poor Image Comics. I guess they just printed off too many of them. It is only... Where is it at? First appearance of Cyberforce. Loading up. Come on, load up. So slow. Okay. Anyway, while that's loading up, over here, look, 29 of them are for sale. So there it is right there. First Cyberforce. 29 for sale. I'm going to go over here because I own one of them. So, okay, and we'll close that. Now, after you have all that and you've added some comics, right? Go up to this button here. View your collection. Okay, let's view the collection. Of course, I haven't done all of my comics. I'm still waiting for my new backboards and things of that nature. Ooh, total value, $2. Yeah! So that's Cyberforce. Actually, that was view your Cyberforce collection, and since I've only got one Cyberforce in there, and that's if this is actually a 9.4. The better thing we're going to want to do is go up to this area. Go to my collection here. Okay, so up here, value 2, there's 2 in the collection. Okay, and I know that one is not really worth $24, but I'll get to that later. So in the collection, we have 2 big-time publishers, Marvel and Image. Actually, Image is probably a third stringer compared to Marvel and DC. So we'll click on Marvel. We got 1 issue in the Marvel collection, in our Marvel collection. And of course, my top titles, Fantastic Four, because we only have 1 issue. My top issues, Fantastic Four, $24. Okay. My top CGC comics, I've added 2 CGC comics. Both of those Captain America, the variant 25A and number 25, those are 56 a piece, CGC. Of course, I'd add about 35 on there when if I sell them. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Fantastic Four top titles, and let me see, condition. Let's see if it'll let me do this. I don't. Oh yeah, here we go. Click on it, 167. You're going to click on that. Say you have an old comics, not good condition. Click on it, or check mark it. Then go up to change condition. Okay. And now we're going to choose its new condition. I'm going to say it's probably a 4.0, very good. Because it is good. I mean, it's been in the backing board and it's, well, here it's good quality. So I'm going to say 4.0, and now it's going to upgrade the current value to 192. So then you just kind of go back to the Fantastic Four section, and it should stay, yeah, at condition 4, 4.0, condition 4, and it's about 192. There's gain, that means like how much money you've made off it, maybe, I'm not sure, I haven't gotten that far yet. Anyways, let's click back on my collection. And let's go to the Image Comics real quick. And we'll click on the Cyberforce number 1. Okay. And check it out. So we bring up the actual comic, Cyberforce number 1. Now this is where you're going to put if it's CGC graded or not. Put yes if it's CGC graded, and then the condition, you're going to need to know your CGC conditions. Gem Mint's 10, Mint is 9.9, near Mint to Mint is 9.8. So this should be shown on the CGC blue label. And if you want to know about CGC labels, what they mean, the CGC yellow label is signature series, you know, if it's signed by Stan Lee or whatnot. Purple is the restored. You'll learn all about it when you're collecting comics. But anyway, this is a great website. Let me click back again. The thing I love about this website is this right here. Check it out. Download. Excel. It'll show you an Excel spreadsheet you can download to your computer. Now that is phenomenal. Beats, you know, this is such an easy way to keep tabs of your comics and your comic book collection. So remember, you know, comicspriceguide.com. You won't be disappointed. Look at that real quick. This has nothing to do with comics or anything. William S. Hart. He was a classic Western guy. Got the stamp, 44 center. I'm actually going to mail these to my grandpa. He's a huge Western fan. Tom Mix, check him out, postcard style. Got his stamp there. Tom Mix shows a little bio there. Gene Autry, look at that. Pretty cool. Freaking Gene Autry, man. Keep them rolling. Roll them cattle. Steers. I love a good steer. Roy Rogers. These were cool. These were in the post office a while back. I was at the post office delivering some comics and some eBay products. You know how I roll with it. Bobby Lee, shotgun crazy cousin of mine, sending him some stuff because he don't know how to really work the post office, and he doesn't live very close to one. So I took his stuff under my wing and mailed him off for him. So yeah, good Western stuff. So yeah, I can remember comicspriceguide.com. Look at this. You want to see something cool? Look at that. Look how clean. There ain't no crap on my desktop. Look down here. I'll show you something. Look at my little system tray. I got my wireless network. Okay? I got my AVG antivirus edition. I got my local area network. It's unplugged because I'm wireless. I got my speaker icon. That's all I have down there. Down here, that little thing, quick launch, I got Mozilla Firefox, OpenOffice.org, because Microsoft Office costs $300, and this is like just as good. And show the desktop. That's all I have on my desktop. I mean, y'all young people, your life is so cluttered, and so is your desktop. My stuff, mint condition all the way, baby. Mint condition. Comics, man. Classic. I'm the Great Legend, Shemp Howard. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Great Legend Show. We went over a lot of stuff. You learned about putting your comics in poly bags and backboards. Get Mylar sleeves. You can get full backs or half backs. I didn't want to go over that, but look it up on the internet. You'll find out what they are. You saw some of my comic book collection. You saw how to record your own comic book collection. Go to eBay. Not eBay. Well, eBay if you want to get a cheaper, older version, or your library, or just get your copy off Amazon. Buy one of these. There's pre-orders now for issue 41, and it's funny. I think it has like Batgirl on the cover, maybe, or Supergirl. That's the new Overstreet comic book price guide. Get you one of these if you want to sell your comics. Are interested in learning how to grade your own comics. Get one of these. The comic grading guide from Overstreet. Another great book. I still have my old edition here, price guide edition 33 Overstreet. So get to the library, get to the bookstore, pick you up some books, learn all there is to learn. Start collecting comic books of your own. I'm your host, the Great Legend Shemp Howard. Peace out. God bless.